to BML College UK, a prestigious institution established in 2012 in central Birmingham. We are committed to providing high-quality education and learning opportunities for communities worldwide, ensuring accessibility and affordability for all students. At BML College, we not only want our students to achieve academic excellence, but also to become a better learner for life. Learning is a lifelong journey, and we need our students to keep thriving in the corporate sector, learn and cultivate British values, become a better human being, protect the natural environments, and giving back to the communities they live in. We want you to be a proud graduate of BML College UK and International and make your dreams come true. In this video, we will learn how important is higher education for today's world. At BML College, we believe higher education is crucial in the 21st century. It offers better economic perspectives, empowers personal development, encourages community involvement, helps individuals lead structured lives with a strong sense of responsibility. Pursuing higher education helps you realize your passions and develop discipline. It enhances decision-making skills and provides a sense of accomplishment, as each completed course or task reflects your talent and hard work. People with higher education live more structured lives. They have stronger sense of responsibility and advanced personal development skills. When you are in higher education, you will improve your verbal and written communication skills. So you will be a better communicator.
Higher education is important for students because it lets you to realize your different passions. The more you learn, the likelier you will find the true passions in your life. Higher education will give you greater sense of discipline because higher educational programs will teach you disciplines required as a professional. You will learn how to follow complex instructions and meet deadlines. You will be trained how to assess a situation and come up with best alternatives, decision-making skills, and many more. Higher education will also give you a sense of accomplishment each time you successfully complete a course, modules, workplace task, a qualification. You will get a sense of accomplishment that your talent and hard work paid off.
At BML College, we follow UK education system. The UK higher education credit system quantifies learning through credits, which reflect the amount and depth of learning achieved. Credits are accumulated towards qualifications, ensuring recognition of your educational accomplishments.
Credits are awarded upon successful completion of modules based on learning outcomes. This system ensures that your achievements are recognised, regardless of how or where the learning took place, maintaining a consistent standard.
Credit is a means of quantifying and recognizing learning whenever and wherever it is achieved. It can be used as a tool to compare learning achieved in different contexts. Most higher education programs of study comprises of credits has been assigned to individual modules and/or to whole programs. A number of credits is normally assigned to each module, which indicates the amount of learning undertaken, and a specified credit level indicates the relative depth of learning involved. Together, these are known as the credit value. Credit is awarded once you have successfully completed a module in recognition of the amount and depth of learning which you have achieved. Credits are then accumulated towards the total credit required for a program of study and a qualification. Most institutions that provide higher education programs of study in England use credit. Now let's see how and when credits are awarded.
Credit is awarded to you when you have shown through assessment that you have successfully completed a module or a program by meeting the specific set of learning outcomes for that module or program. Statements of learning outcomes outline what you will know, understand, and be able to do when you have successfully completed a piece of learning. It is the achievement of the learning outcomes that is essential for the award of credit, not how or where the learning took place, or how it was assessed, or how long it actually took. You usually demonstrate that you have achieved the learning outcomes of a module or qualification by successfully completing one or more pieces of assessed work to a minimum standard. Exceeding the minimum standard does not result in you being awarded more credits, as the credit value is fixed before assessment. The credit value indicates both the amount of learning expected, the number of credits, and its depth, complexity, and intellectual demand, the credit level. Each module or unit has only one level for its credit. The credit value for a module or unit is set for that element of learning before you begin your studies. Once you have been assessed and have successfully achieved the required learning outcomes, you are awarded all of the credits, the credit value for that element of learning.
Most undergraduate certificates and diplomas have 120 credits, whereas a foundation degree is equivalent to 240 credits as shown in the table. Bachelor's degree is awarded when 360 credits are achieved. Master's degree is awarded when 540 credits are achieved. Likewise, it is very important to understand how UK academic credit system works. For more information, please visit www.qaa.ac.uk. At BML College, we provide outstanding academic support for our students to achieve their academic credits. We have sophisticated learning management system and an online library. Our tutors are qualified and experienced to support you achieving your desired goals.
When you enroll into our courses, you will be given access to a robust learning management system where you can explore online resources, lecture materials, online libraries, and access a wealth of resources. These platforms provide valuable materials to support your studies and enhance your learning experience at BML College. Thank you for joining BML College UK for your educational journey. We are here to support you every step of the way, offering unique opportunities to push your boundaries and achieve your academic goals. These principles are integral to our education. Welcome to BML College UK and International, a prestigious institution established in 2012 in central Birmingham. Induction video 2. At BML College, we not only want our students to achieve academic excellence, but also want to grow to become outstanding human beings. We want our students to become better learners for life. Learning is a lifelong journey, and we need our students to keep thriving in the corporate sector, become a better human being, protect the natural environments, and giving back to the communities they live in. We want you to be a proud graduate of BML College UK and International and make your dreams come true. At BML, we cultivate British values. There are 5 British values such as democracy, individual liberty, mutual respect, tolerance, and the rule of law. These principles are integral to our educational approach, fostering a supportive and inclusive learning environment for all students.
There's more to being British than talking about the weather, watching the World Cup, and making an amazing cup of tea. In Britain, we have a set of values we hope to be shared by all that guide us to be a nation where everyone feels safe, valued, and free to be themselves. So, what are they and what do they mean? Mutual respect and tolerance. We don't all share the same beliefs, faiths, or ideals, but we should respect others and feel respected and safe in our own beliefs. We shouldn't impose our beliefs on anyone else, as we wouldn't wish others to do to us. Remember, we're all different. Democracy. Being in a democratic country, our voice matters. Our votes guide the decisions made by the government for the best running of the country. Democracy allows the majority view to become the deciding factor in decision making, and it helps us feel valued. And don't forget that your vote counts too. The rule of law. The laws in this country are put in place to help us live and work in a happy, safe, and secure environment. Abiding by the laws set in place through democratic processes is in our best interest if we want to remain safe. Individual liberty. We have the freedom to express our individuality through freedom of speech, freedom of choice, and our individual presentation. Just consider the guidance in the above values and show respect to all. Our individual liberty protects our rights, and expressing our individuality demonstrates our value in British society. Each of us is unique, but with a shared goal of harmony. So, remember British values: democracy, mutual respect and tolerance, rule of law, and individual liberty. And then make yourself a cup of tea. I hear we're known for it.
At BML College, we respect each other's differences because we know everyone has the right to be themselves and express their opinions.
At BML College, we treat others as we want to be treated. We celebrate diversity and show kindness to everyone because we respect all irrespective of their differences.
At BML College, we respect and learn from each other's beliefs and traditions. We study together in harmony. We practice tolerance of different faiths and beliefs.
At BML College, we know that everyone's voice counts. We all have a say in making decisions that affect us. We understand democracy is important.
At BML College, we understand that the rules and legislations are in place to keep us safe and to be fair for all. Rules apply to everyone, no matter who you are. We respect the rule of law. Thank you for considering BML College UK for your educational journey. We are here to support you every step of the way, offering unique opportunities to push your boundaries and achieve your academic goals. For more information on our courses to join, please visit bmlcollege.com.
Ensuring accessibility and affordability for all students. Induction Video 3. At BML College, we not only want our students to achieve academic excellence, but also to become a better learner for life. Learning is a lifelong journey, and we need our students to keep thriving in the corporate sector, learn and cultivate British values, become a better human being, protect the natural environments, and giving back to the communities they live in. We want you to be a proud graduate of BML College UK and International and make your dreams come true. At BML College, we believe we all have a responsibility towards protecting our natural environments and a responsibility for each other. Let's learn about Gaia hypothesis now. The Gaia hypothesis is a scientific theory that proposes that Earth and its life forms are a single self-regulating system. The theory was developed in the 1970s by James Lovelock and Lynn Margulis. The name comes from Gaia, the ancient Greek goddess of Earth. The Gaia hypothesis suggests that Earth's biological, geological, chemical, and hydrological processes work together to regulate the planet. The planet's survival is ensured by feedback loops. For example, when carbon dioxide levels rise, plants grow better and extract more carbon dioxide. The Earth's life forms have regulated the planet's temperature and atmospheric gas proportions for the past 3.8 billion years. The Gaia hypothesis has been met with both public popularity and rejection by many in the scientific community.
What are we? What am I? But what am I? What is that? What is a human? We are an accumulation of tinier organisms. We are essentially a hive comprised of over 100 trillion cells, individual cells. But at the same time, all these tiny little cellular organisms are part of this much bigger superorganism that is me, that is you. That's what we are. We're this huge super swarm organism. That's amazing. Now, just like us, the Earth has trillions of tiny organisms inside of her. Essentially me and you. Birds, trees, frogs, Justin Bieber. It's actually quite a diverse population. Are all of these trillions of different organisms that make up the Earth's body, are they all functioning together like a super swarm organism, like us, like our bodies do? Is that what the Earth is doing? Is she doing the same thing that we're doing? According to Gaia theory, the answer is yes. Whoa. According to Gaia theory, The Earth is an organism that maintains homeostasis. Like all organisms, it maintains the internal conditions of its body so that its life can continue. We can see her do this. If you look at the Earth from space, you can see all the trillions of organisms inside of her come together to make up organs. Just like the cells in our body do. Welcome to the lungs of the Earth. That is literally the Earth breathing on a 1-year cycle. You see the Earth inhaling carbon to grow green plant life in the spring. These plants then create clouds. And these clouds exhale snow in the winter, creating massive ice sheets that cool the planet. This is how the Earth breathes. If the Earth stopped breathing, she'd suffocate, which is just another way of saying that all life would die. If all those green organisms that you see here stopped creating clouds, scientists estimate the surface temperature of our planet would be over 300 degrees. No life would be able to survive that. Earth would die. The Earth's organisms aren't just regulating the ideal temperature to support life. That alone would be incredible. But that's just the beginning. Organisms also regulate the composition of the atmosphere and the salinity levels in the oceans. Without these things, life on our planet would end. But it doesn't end, because all the organisms inside the Earth have her back. The Earth is a superorganism made up of over 10 million different species inside her body. 10 million different species. Each one of these species in her body plays a role. Once you understand the complex processes of the Earth's living systems and how deeply embedded you are, you stop seeing yourself as something that you are doing. You begin to see yourself as something that the entire Earth is doing. She's doing you. You're not doing you, right? You think you're doing you, but what you are really doing is what the entire Earth is doing at the place that you call here and now. That's what you are. You're the Earth. There is no distinction between you and her. She's not your environment. She's who you are. According to Gaia theory, we are the Earth. The Earth is a superorganism, and we are cells that she's grown in her body. The next question becomes, well, why is the Earth doing us? What does the Earth need us for? Anything? Okay, this is where the science of Gaia theory ends and my own ideas begin. Personally, I do think that the Earth needs us. She needs our species. There's a laundry list of things that only our species can do that the Earth needs. So let's count them down. Number 1, the Earth needs us to be her immune system. Badly. The Earth has cancer. Yeah, we've given it to her. And if we don't treat it, she's gonna die. I mean, look at her, right? She's dying of human overpopulation and overconsumption. We're the only organism that can treat this cancer. Other organisms have tried. Like the Earth has grown AIDS, Ebola, bacteria. Nothing seems to work. Armed with medical technology, we've sidestepped all these population control mechanisms. So nothing has inhibited our growth. So that now we have 7.2 billion human consumers tearing the ecosystem to shreds. The Earth is dying. She's collapsing. Why have we overpopulated so much? Why have we overconsumed so much? Well, we've done this because we've organized our culture around a myth. And by myth, I don't mean a fiction. I mean a story to live by, right? A story that you can organize your purpose in life around. All cultures are organized around myths. But some are good and some are bad, right? And I think the myth that we have right now that we've organized our culture around, it sucks. So what is the dominant myth in our culture? Well, the dominant myth is that the best way to have a good life is to make babies and to make a lot of money. Right? That's the story that people organize their lives around. Now, obviously, this myth has resulted in overpopulation and overconsumption. Ecocide is the logical conclusion of everybody believing in this myth. This is where this myth takes us, to the end of the world. So we need to change our myth. We need to organize our culture around a different myth. We need to organize our lives around a different myth. According to the Gaian myth, we have a higher purpose. We were grown to support this superorganism that we're part of. If the Earth is a superorganism, then we are cells in her body. And that means we have a purpose, just like our skin cells have a purpose. They do all kinds of things. You know, they reproduce, they consume, they poo, but that's not their ultimate purpose. The ultimate purpose of your skin cells is not to reproduce or poo or have a good life. The ultimate purpose of your skin cells is to enable you to continue surviving. That's why you grew your skin cells. It wasn't so that they could enjoy themselves, right? It was so that you could continue to be, you could continue to survive. And in exactly the same way, if the Earth grew us, then we have the same purpose, to ensure the continued survival of the superorganism that grew us, the Earth. That's why we exist. That's why we were grown. That's why she grows us.
And that's why we grow them, little puppies.
We need to organize our culture around that myth. And if we do, she'll survive. She'll thrive. Number 2, the Earth needs us to be her reproductive system. Every organism wants to reproduce. Our Earth is no exception. And she seems to be using our species to help her do that, which is weird and amazing, right? At least to me, I find that amazing. We have launched a rocket ship into space. I mean, just look at this thing, this mighty, erect penis blasting off into space. Once in space, this rocket ship ejaculates, releasing its sperm into space. The sperm is a space probe that searches the galaxy for an egg, a planet, to fertilize. That's essentially what our space probes do. They scan other planets to see if they're habitable for Earth life. That's what our space probes are doing. They're little sperms floating through the galaxy looking for a planet to impregnate so that we can create a bunch of Earth babies. That sounds crazy, but that's exactly what's happening. Our species is trying to pollinate our galaxy with Earth babies. If our science and technology has enough time to mature, we very well may succeed. I would love to see that. Number 3, the Earth needs us to be her self-defense system. Meteors from space are a huge threat to life on our planet. In its youth, when our planet was just a baby, she suffered a series of brutal bombardments from space. Right? The moon itself is a remnant of one of those bombardments. And each time these huge celestial objects smash into the Earth, life has to start over again. These are mass species extinction causing events. But then she developed us, a radical new form of planetary protection, a species of night watchmen that track large celestial bodies with telescopes in the night sky. The Earth has never grown any species that could deflect an asteroid that would wipe her out. But now she has, because we actually have the technological potential to do that. That is kind of amazing. Yeah! Are you feeling the awesomeness? Like, if you're not feeling that, I don't know, man. I don't know about you. I feel like that's kind of amazing. NASA is currently designing a laser cannon that will shoot out a laser and incinerate a large celestial object on an impact course for our planet. NASA's doing this right now. Thank you, NASA, for fulfilling the higher purpose of our species by protecting our planet. Like, seriously, you deserve that. It took the Earth 4.5 billion years to grow us, a technologically advanced civilization that could protect her in this way. Right? Like dolphins cannot shoot lasers into space and destroy asteroids that are on a collision course for our planet. Saving the Earth by blowing up space rocks with laser beams is a uniquely human ability. We are kind of amazing. So that's Gaia theory. The theory that the Earth is a superorganism that grew us to ensure her own survival, giving our species a collective purpose, a destiny. Do I want to say that word? It's so epic. Fuck it, I'm going to say it. A destiny. Yes. Science has always shied away from talking about a higher purpose in human life. But if Gaia theory is true, then a human higher purpose becomes a scientific fact. Basically, Gaia theory is what happens when science makes sweet love to philosophy and gives birth to a mythology baby. And this mythology baby, she might grow up one day and save the world. The end.
Thank you for joining BML College UK for your educational journey. We are here to support you every step of the way, offering unique opportunities to push your boundaries and achieve your academic goals.
What do you want to be when you grow up? How many of you guys have asked yourselves this question before? Show of hands. Everyone asks themselves this question. I used to ask myself this question all the time. When I was in kindergarten, I got a Student of the Week award. I think it was for coloring inside the lines or something like that. And I was interviewed for my school newspaper. The teacher who was interviewing me asked me this question. Michael, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I looked her dead in the eye. And without a moment's hesitation, I said, I want to be a dinosaur. Okay, so that one didn't quite work out. In high school, if you had asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I would have said a lawyer. My parents were a little bit happier about that one. It's a little bit more traditional, a little bit more mainstream. Last year, I graduated from college. I went to Harvard and studied political science and education. And suddenly, I stopped asking this question, what do you want to be when you grow up? Why? Well, don't get me wrong, it's not that I grew up and I became the person I wanted to be. No, I stopped asking this question because I came to one simple realization. I realized that I had no idea what kind of job I would be in 20 years. And it's not just me. Our entire society is changing. Technology is changing the economy in fundamental ways. Industries are rising and dying. We have jobs today that didn't even exist 10 years ago. I have a question for you all. What would you guess is the most common job in the United States? Feel free to just shout out some answers. McDonald's. McDonald's, okay, fast food worker. Any other guesses?
Computer science.
Social media, okay. Anything else?
Computer science.
Engineer? Lawyer? Let's take one final one.
Nurses.
Nurses, okay. Let's do a quick audience vote. How many of you would guess that the most common job in the United States is fast food workers? Show of hands. Okay. What about engineers? Lawyers? Nurses? Okay, a lot of you guys didn't raise your hands. So for the rest of you, how many of you think it's other, something else? Okay, well those are all great guesses. But the most common job in the United States is driving. Truck, delivery, and tractor driving. There are 3.5 million truck drivers in the United States. Now another question. How many of you guys have heard of Google's self-driving car? Show of hands. I live in San Francisco, California. Google headquarters is also in the Bay Area. Already, there are self-driving cars being tested on the streets of San Francisco. And experts predict that in 12 to 15 years, most of the cars on America's highways will be self-driving. So what's going to happen to the most common job in the United States?
It's going to disappear.
It's going to disappear. Now, this is not just driving, it's not just transportation. All jobs in all industries are changing. According to the US Department of Labor, 65% of today's grade school kids will be in a job that hasn't been invented yet. So this brings me to the central questions of my talk. What do you need to know to succeed in a job that doesn't even exist yet? And what can college prepare you to do so that you can thrive in this uncertain future? So here's the interesting thing. Although the jobs of the future are unknown, the skills you'll need to know to succeed in these jobs is known. Top employers, top graduate schools universally agree that there are 4 key skills you need to know to lead the future. These 4 key skills are critical thinking, creative thinking, effective communication, and effective interaction. In other words, being able to break down problems, being able to come up with creative solutions, being able to communicate those solutions to other people in speaking and writing, and being able to work in teams and lead teams to make these solutions a reality. 93% of employers believe that these 4 skills are more important than the major you study in college. In other words, in order to succeed in the jobs of the future, you need to know how to think. not what to think. Now, we know what these skills are, and we know that college is a place to learn these skills. College is a time in your lives when you're preparing for a life and preparing for a career. But here's the shocking thing. Most colleges don't do a good job of teaching these skills directly. In a 2011 study, an NYU professor and a University of Virginia professor conducted a study with 2,300 college students. They had these college students take a test of critical thinking their freshman year, and then take the same exact test their senior year. And they found that 36% of these college students demonstrated no measurable improvement in critical thinking over 4 years of college. Why is this? Why is college not doing such a good job of teaching students these skills? Well, I think there are a couple reasons. The first is how you learn in college, the classroom. How many of you guys have been in a lecture hall before in the classroom? And how many of you, keep your hands up if you felt disengaged and bored in that lecture hall? Can you learn if you're disengaged and bored? No. And it turns out that the research shows that lecture halls aren't effective either. The research shows that you remember 5% of what you've learned 2 months after a lecture. And yet, this is the way we've been teaching for hundreds and thousands of years. This is a lecture hall in 14th century Bologna, Italy, okay? Hundreds of years ago. And this is a class I took 5 years ago, my freshman year at Harvard. It's a class called Justice. It was me, the professor, and 900 other students. There's a second reason why colleges aren't doing a good job of teaching these skills. And that's what you learn. The content, the examples, the curriculum. If you ask a college, how do you teach critical thinking? How do you teach communication skills? They'll say, well, we have this freshman year writing course, this English course, and you come in and you write 5-paragraph essays 3 times a semester. But here's the thing. Communication in the real world isn't about 5-paragraph essays. In the real world, you are drafting tweets. You're writing long emails. You're negotiating over the phone, and maybe you're even giving a TEDx talk. That's communication in the real world. Colleges don't do such a good job of giving hands-on, real-world examples. So one of the biggest myths about colleges is that while many of them say they teach general, relevant skills, a lot of them only teach specific, outdated content. They teach you what to think, not how to think. I think this is a problem. I think it's a problem for individuals, for all of you who are going to go out to college. I think it's a problem for our society as it changes faster than ever before. And I decided it's a problem that I wanted to help solve. So last year when I graduated from college, I started working for a new university called Minerva. We were founded in 2012 by a Silicon Valley entrepreneur, a Harvard dean, and a senator and governor from Nebraska, with the goal of teaching students how to succeed in jobs that don't yet exist. And not just getting these jobs, but creating new jobs and leading new fields. And not just making money for a career, but living a meaningful and a fulfilled life. Now, there are some things that are pretty traditional about Minerva. It's still a 4-year accredited college degree with recognized Bachelor of Arts and Bachelors of Science degrees. There's still dormitories for 4 years. And there are some things that are very different. And the main thing that's different is that the goal is to teach these 4 key skills explicitly. Instead of large lecture halls where you are sitting passively in the back, every class at Minerva is a small seminar with discussion and debate and real-world examples. Instead of taking tests where you cram for facts and forget things afterwards, you do real-world location-based projects. Instead of living in a single place for 4 years, Minerva's campus is in 7 world cities. Dorms in all of these places, and every student goes to every single one of these cities by the time they graduate. Freshman year in San Francisco, sophomore year in Berlin and Buenos Aires, junior year in Bangalore and Seoul, and senior year in London and Istanbul. And finally, instead of paying $40,000 a year in tuition, tuition is $10,000 a year. And we have generous incentives. Now. Here's the thing. Minerva's only one institution. We're only going to educate a couple hundred, a couple thousand students per year. Every year in the United States, there are 20.2 million college students. Some of you guys in the audience will go off to college. Every single one of you, every single one of those 20 million needs to know these 4 key skills. So I want to leave you with one final story. 5 years ago, I was here in Washington, D.C. I was very fortunate to be selected for this one-week program in government and politics. And it was a breezy March day. It was Wednesday morning. And my fellow delegates and I went to the White House. We went into the East Room of the White House. We piled in. We were up on bleachers. You know, like elementary school yearbook photos, everyone's always on bleachers. It doesn't happen in high school, but it happens in elementary school. So we were up on these bleachers, and we were awaiting anxiously for an audience with President Barack Obama. And we were sitting there, and we were waiting, we were fidgeting. There was this one long corridor, a red carpet leading to the front of the White House from the East Room. And it felt like hours that we were waiting there. And finally, there's this huge collective sigh. And we start seeing him walking towards us. He has his hands in his pockets. He has his shoulders kind of thrown back, his head cocked to the side. And he's just kind of walking, sauntering down this carpet. And finally, he gets to the threshold of the room, and he looks up, and he says, "How's everybody doing?" He had the most swag of anybody I've ever seen. The room went crazy. One girl burst into tears. One guy started a USA chant that went on for like 2 minutes. It was crazy. And there are a lot of things about that memory that are just a total blur for me. But one thing I do remember, he left us with this piece of advice. He said, "Don't think about what you want to be. Think about what you want to do." And today, as many of you think about college, as you think about taking charge of your own education, as you think about preparing for jobs that don't even exist yet, I want to leave you with this one final piece of advice. Don't think about what you want to be. Think about the skills you'll need to know and how you'll learn them. Thank you.
Welcome to BML College UK and International. At BML, we are committed to providing high-quality education and learning opportunities for communities worldwide. We ensure accessibility and affordability for all students.
Hi, welcome to OTHM Level 3 Diploma in Business Studies. The objective of the OTHM Level 3 Diploma in Business Studies qualification is to provide learners with an in-depth understanding of the operations and structure of businesses. Successful completion of this qualification will equip learners with the underpinning knowledge and skills required to succeed in employment or further studies.
The OTHM Level 3 Diploma in Business Studies qualification is open to students aged at least 16, have completed GCSE education, and must have knowledge of basic English. Successful completion of Level 3 Diploma in Business Studies qualification enables learners direct entry into Year 1 of a 3-year UK bachelor's degree or pursue Level 4 diplomas.
As this qualification is approved and regulated by Ofqual, Office of the Qualifications and Examinations Regulation, many universities acknowledge the ability of learners after studying Level 3 Diploma in Business Studies and consider for direct entry into a range of their bachelor's degree programs.
There are 4 mandatory units such as Introduction to Research and Academic Skills, Using Information Technology for Business, Introduction to Economics and Accounting, and Introduction to the Business Environment. There are 4 optional units that you have to choose any 2 of these optional units, such as Introduction to Customer Service, Managing Business Events, Introduction to Marketing, and Introduction to People Management.
This course offers 60 UK credits to the student, and this qualification represents practical knowledge, skills, capabilities, and competences that are assessed in academic terms as being equivalent to GCE A levels. The course duration is 6 to 12 months, and the course fees for the full academic year is £1,000 that you can pay in affordable installments. Apply now at bmlcollege.com. Intakes are open for January, April, July, and October.
Thank you for considering BML College UK for your educational journey. We are here to support you every step of the way, offering unique opportunities to push your boundaries and achieve your academic goals. For more information on our courses to join, please visit bmlcollege.com.